I don't get it. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. The Hunchback of Notre Dame seems to be the most underrated movie of the whole Disney canon, with only 73% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and 69% from the audience, and only a 6.9 on IMDb. I mean, those aren't terrible ratings, but still, I just don't get it. Hunchback has gotta be one of the best movies of the entire canon. It's in my personal top 5 easily. Yet, it doesn't seem to get that much love, at least compared to some other Disney movies. Okay, guys, it's the gargoyles, right? It's all them, right? Well, I mean, I get it. But, come on. They're not that annoying, are they?
A vision of loveliness.
The one in the dress ain't bad either.
Hey!
Quasi!
Congratulations!
Got the girls chasing you already.
Okay. Fine. But they don't have that big of a role in the movie, like they're just minor characters, right? Oh, God. Fuck those gargoyles. Well, yeah, I'd be lying if I said that this movie didn't have some problems. Though for me and plenty of other people, it's pretty much just the gargoyles. But for others, well, I guess the movie just having such dark themes and really adult subject matter was rather off-putting for what's usually a more child-friendly company. But that's why I friggin' love it. It takes a lot more risks exploring more adult themes than any other Disney movie. It has a great tragic main character, it has a frighteningly realistic villain, and the story is excellent, at times depressing, but it still leaves a little room for heartwarming moments. And the music. Oh, the music. I think the one thing anyone who's seen this movie can agree on is that Alan Menken's songs and score are easily the best things about it.
You gets extra credit.
Well, most of the time. I mean, damn. Alan Menken must have been trying to outdo himself with this one, and he succeeded. The music has never been better. That choir just ups the epicness and dramatic power of scenes like this, where Frollo is about to drop a baby Quasi into the well, or even the Latin language choir when Quasimodo tries to save Esmeralda. Hunchback has some of the best music of any of the Disney movies. Or, hell, I'd even go as far as to say that it just might have the best soundtrack of them all. It has some of the best pieces of music, like that truly stellar choir, and it also has some of the best songs. Some of the songs are simply good, nothing exceptional. God Help the Outcasts is a nice sounding tune about prejudice. The Court of Miracles is a catchy song where we get to hear Clopin sing again, and that's always great. But then, there are the truly great ones. Out There is simply a beautiful song. It just captures Quasi's loneliness and naive curiosity perfectly. There's just so much passion in this song. Even though Quasi's singing voice isn't that great, it really doesn't matter. Then there's Heaven's Light and Hellfire, two extremely bipolar songs that play off each other ecstatically. And do I even need to talk about the awesomeness that's Hellfire? I mean, if you love this song to death, chances are my opinion is pretty much in line with yours. And then there's the Bells of Notre Dame, an opening to rival the Circle of Life itself. Whoever they got to voice Clopin has got the most amazing lungs and an amazing voice too. And this song does what any good musical is supposed to do. Tell the story in musical format, and it tells it damn well. And it's also a very fucking good story at that. I mean, Quasimodo makes a great, tragic, sympathetic protagonist, and the story is primarily about him being cooped up in a bell tower his whole life, being raised by a man who constantly tells him that the world is cruel, and continually calls him a monster. You really feel for him, as he wants what any sane person would want, companionship and socialization. Highly overrated if you ask me, but that's beside the point. Quasi wants to know the world beyond, but it turns out the villain of the story is actually kind of right for once, as the world does treat him like a monster. Like, that's pretty depressing stuff. But the movie goes out of its way to show that not all people are cruel, as the gypsy woman Esmeralda is the first person in his life to treat him not like a monster, but like a human being. On top of that, she's a pretty great character herself. Frollo is the villain of the story, voiced by Tony Jay, and man, what a fantastic villain he is. The best thing about him story-wise is he thinks he's the good guy, purging the world of vice and sin, which he accuses the gypsies of being the physical manifestations of. The irony being, he's far closer to what he's accusing the gypsies and even Quasimodo of being, especially after he lusts after Esmeralda. Man, the things that went over my head as a kid. You know, it's kind of like a tolerance and acceptance tale, and also a story of how lust has never been, nor ever will be, love. And yeah, like, that's some pretty heavy shit for a Disney movie of all things. I guess I can see now why when people came out, they were kinda, turned off from it. Because it sure as hell wasn't like the usual stuff Disney was producing or even produced long before that. Although, of course, what was Disney's solution to this? That's right, the fucking gargoyles. Now, what's insulting about them isn't that they're just annoying, but they are entirely out of place. The same movie that has something like Hellfire has shit like this. They just do not belong in this movie. They shouldn't be here, they shouldn't be there, this does not compute. Mind you, the gargoyles aren't insufferably annoying. I mean, I can tolerate them, even though they are mildly annoying and incredibly out of place. They don't bring the rest of the movie down, because the rest of the movie is amazing, and some of the best things you'll find in any Disney movie can be found in Hunchback. It has a great story, it has a great protagonist, it has a fantastic villain, and it has one of the best soundtracks of the entire canon. A lot of people don't seem to give it the love it deserves, but I certainly do. If you agree or disagree with this video, be sure to discuss in the comments section, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also be sure to check out my blog at The Critical Canucks at blogspot.ca, and also be sure to follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, all that jazz. Links to all those are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be seeing you next time. Peace out, everybody.